ambulances. I'm not sure if there are, but from what your sources are telling you, do we know which hospital Ajit Pawar and the crew of the aircraft have been taken to? Because as I understand, Baramati is a small township district of Pune, about a good 100 kilometers or so away from Pune. In fact, even visuals at the moment suggesting that the airstrip is nowhere really in the vicinity, and it seems that the pilot had to take an emergency measure to try and potentially land the aircraft, an emergency landing in a field. But are we picking up anything on how far the nearest hospital really is, and which hospital would potentially Ajit Pawar have been taken to?
Well, for one thing, one can say this safely is that Baramati is a well-developed, district and domain of the NCP party for years now. So to be very honest, Mr. Varghese, I have been informed about this development by your office itself. That is how I immediately hooked up and came online to join this particular newscast. So I'll be honestly humble about the fact that I'm not very much clued in. I am trying to reach out to people, although the exigency of getting online immediately has not allowed me to still speak to people and get some more further information. As we progress in our conversation, I'm hoping that I get some advisories as I put out messaging over the short messaging service as well as WhatsApp to my contacts to find out exactly what is the official thing. So, pardon my inability to give you any confirmed facts right away. But as the story develops, I'm sure one will be able to get more accurate details coming in.
These are the latest visuals that we are bringing, live visuals on the screen right now of first responders as well as some NCP party workers in the vicinity of Baramati who are at the crash site. We're also seeing uniformed police personnel as well as some civilian population there around the site of the wreckage, trying to make sense of what potentially went down on that ill-fated flight that has crash landed in a field in Baramati. No airstrip in the vicinity. Remember, Baramati has a short airstrip suitable for regional connectivity, especially for the short body, the small body aircraft, one like potentially that Ajit Pawar was flying in this morning. We're also awaiting information on Ajit Pawar's health as well as the health details of the crew members, the pilots and other passengers who were potentially on board that aircraft, which has reportedly gone down in Baramati. These are live visuals which we are bringing to you from TV9 Marathi, our Marathi channel, which has exclusive visuals for this story. And it seems that the wreckage is fairly devastating. The debris suggests that that the aircraft has sustained major fire burns. We also have now Brij Mohan, an NCP leader, who's joining us on the phone line. Mr. Brij Mohan, thank you so much for your time. So, what are the details that we are picking up? Can you give us some confirmation of the health of NCP Chief Mr. Ajit Pawar?
Yeah, just I myself landed at Delhi airport and I got this information. Then I asked some person at Baramati. He informed me that the accident has happened and Ajit Dada was in that plane, and there were 6 passengers total in that flight, the charter plane, and there is a huge flame in that aircraft. And that is very close to Baramati. This much I got the information. I am also searching and getting information, actually what's happened and what is the real situation just now.
Brij Mohan, what was Mr. Ajit Pawar's schedule for the day? Do we know where was he flying from and what was his expected destination to land? Was he scheduled to be in Baramati or was he heading onwards to Pune or some other city?
No, he was having program at Baramati, so he was reaching there. He was in a flight for that program. So he has to attend a program in Baramati. So he was flying for that program. This much I am having, this much information I am having just now. Let me confirm and then I will inform what's actually what happened there and what is the reality. Okay.
Brij Mohan, we will await more details from you, especially on the health and wellness of all the 6 people on board, including Minister Ajit Pawar. Meanwhile, we also have Jayant Menkar, a political analyst who's joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Mankar, thank you so much for being here on this very important developing story that we are tracking this morning for our viewers. Now, we understand that there were 6 people on board that ill-fated aircraft. We really don't have a confirmation yet on the health status of Ajit Pawar and the balance 5 members of crew as well as other passengers on the aircraft right now. But we know for a fact that that Mr. Ajit Pawar was scheduled to be at an event in the city where the aircraft has eventually gone down. So are there more details that you have at the moment, A, on what really happened, and B, the health status of Mr. Ajit Pawar? Okay, let's cut back to Rennie Ibrahim, who has some fresh information. Rennie, what are you picking up? What are your sources telling you?
Yes, I called up a senior official in Maharashtra governance, and he has said, sadly, yes, it is true that Ajit Pawar is no more. So that's the first confirmation I'm just getting. I'm on WhatsApp communication with this officer, and he has informed me that yes, Rennie, sadly, it is true, and Ajit Pawar is no more. So I think we must, and it comes from authority. So. It is certainly now being confirmed that Ajit Pawar was on that flight that has met with this accident, and the fact that he has not survived the plane crash. So please, Burgess, this is the first confirmation I am getting. So I'm immediately wanting our viewers to be able to access the same information also. This is indeed a very, very major setback for, I would even say, the state of Maharashtra, because the Mahayuti Alliance had just reconciled to a major civic elections process, and they were set to be taking the governance of the state ahead to another level of development. And this certainly has brought in a change dynamic in the political nature going ahead from here on. As you would remember, Mr. Verghese, in the last week or so, it was a very strong thought being played out across the news media that Ajit Pawar, who was now heading the NCP party, was in strong consultations with his uncle, Sharad Pawar, and there was serious talks about the two NCPs coming together and merging as one all over again, after the bifurcation that happened a couple of years ago. So, keeping that in mind, also, this is a very, very major development that's happened. Politics apart, Ajit Pawar was a relatively young politician who had already served as the finance minister of Maharashtra, if I'm not mistaken, at least 9 times. So he had a very sharp way of functioning. He was known for his administrative skills, and having been finance minister for so many times, his only regret, if I may put it that way, was that he was unable to ascend the post of chief minister of Maharashtra, even when he had the opportunity way back in 2004, when the undivided NCP party had secured more MLAs in Maharashtra's state assembly elections than the Congress party. And yet, at that time, the chief minister's post was handed over to the Congress. This was one of the major issues that had created discomfort and fissures in the NCP back then. And Ajit Pawar probably was rightly felt that he had been deliberately denied the chance to become the chief minister of Maharashtra. Unfortunately, with his passing, that eventuality will always remain an unfulfilled wish of the late Ajit Dada Pawar, if I may put it that way, since I've already got a confirmation that he is passed.
Thank you so much for breaking that piece of news which you've brought here right here on News 9. And while we are still awaiting official confirmation, senior sources have confirmed to Reni Ibrahim, who is on this broadcast with us, that Ajit Pawar, the NCP chief, is indeed no more. That is the breaking news coming in at this time. Remember, there were 6 people on board that ill-fated aircraft, a private aircraft, it seems a small body one, which has gone down in Baramati. No airstrip in the vicinity, and it seems that the aircraft did not make it to the airstrip. There were initial reports we were picking up that Ajit Pawar, as well as the balance 5 members on board that aircraft, were rushed to a hospital. But Reni Ibrahim and his top sources confirming to News 9 that Ajit Pawar is indeed no more. And that is the breaking news coming on your screens now. Ajit Pawar, the NCP chief, Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, has not survived the emergency landing attempt in Baramati. And of the 6 people who were on board that ill-fated aircraft, we know for a fact that Ajit Pawar is definitely no more. We don't know the health status of the remaining 5 people, including the crew, the pilots, and potentially other passengers who were in the aircraft during that attempted emergency landing. But the big news coming in at this moment, that NCP chief, Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Ajit Pawar, is no more. Visuals on your screen showing the devastating crash site, the debris, the charred parts of the aircraft, making it difficult or potentially just miraculous for any survivors. But at this moment, we know for a fact that that Ajit Pawar is no more and has not survived that aircraft. Jayant Menkar, political analyst, joins us on this broadcast. Mr. Menkar, while of course terrible news coming in for NCP Supremo Ajit Pawar's death and him not making it out of that air crash, but